And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Hey everybody, welcome back to Stand Up Fantasy, your premier show for your daily fantasy matchups. I am your host, Alex Dominguez, and with me, my dear friend, my compadre, my brother-in-arms, Steve Josephson.
Yeah, what's happening, guys? How is everybody? Good to be back on the show.
Hey, what's that slop? What's that slop on your head, man?
Slop. This is the next World Series champions. This is the 2020 World Series. I dream of a championship team on the top of my head. That's what this is. I know it's a football show, but I got to pay my respects. I got to pay my homage to my team. It's been 1988. We had the Lakers in 1988. We had the Dodgers in 1988. We're going to have history in 2020. This year has been shit.
And you had to wait. No, never mind.
Okay, never mind. You got cut off anyway, as far as I was concerned. But we'll do a segue here. My man Alex, thanks for introducing the show. I'll introduce my main man, my in-hong, I distrust confidant in NFL fantasy questions, Rick Hong. Yeah.
Hey, the last time I was on this show, I told Alex Nick Chubb went off on a Thursday. He said, "Oh, maybe I go Benny Snell. I don't know." And I was like, "Benny Snell." I was like, "Come on, man."
No, you were right. I remember watching and go, "Oh shit, Nick Chubb is going off." I was like, "Great."
Okay, now
he's got a little bit of credibility.
Now to Steve, I'm like that old Nike ad. Instead of Bo Nose, it's Hong Nose.
Hong Nose.
And also, we have another guest tonight on our show. For some of you may not know this, but this guest was my original co-host.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, long time ago.
Ex-co-host, and back for the first time on the show.
Well, I got a job where I was actually talking sports on a radio station, so I wasn't allowed to talk sports on other outlets. So I couldn't keep going.
He got too big for his britches.
Yeah.
He outgrew me, basically.
But I got fired from that job, so if you guys have an opening.
Oh, and now you come crawling back to me, don't you, Eddie? Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Pence.
Hello.
Woo!
Hey, woo!
It's kind of awkward. Have you met my new co-host, Steve Josephson?
I'm familiar with his work.
Yeah, it's he treats me well. He shows up.
Steve, you need a ring light, dude.
A ring light?
Yeah, you're like in a closet. Yeah, you need like a ring light to. Maybe, well, actually, you know what? You look better without the ring light, so leave it as is.
Right. I was gonna say let me do this also. The less you can see my face, the better, probably.
You just turn the camera off? Oh, that's better.
Yeah, it's much better. There we go.
How much Dodger stuff do you have?
Oh, come on, man. You know, my father was buried in a Sandy Koufax jersey. That is a true story.
Was he really?
Yes, he was. His voicemail on his his phone that he had was Vin Scully calling Sandy Koufax's perfect game, and then it would say, "Hi, this is Fleming. Leave a message." Great.
Amazing.
So he's like that college kid that played a Jimmy Buffett song and then said, "Leave a message."
Yeah, something like that.
on his answering machine.
My mom's a huge Dodger fan too. We had she went to games, Brooklyn, New York with her family. Wait, is that right? I don't know if that's right. Maybe it is right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. They're the Brooklyn Dodgers.
But before, I'm trying to think.
They moved in the 50s, right?
6 years old. Yeah, so it was true. She came with the Dodgers around that same year, I think. So my grandfather had tickets behind home plate, and and here we are, and hopefully now we have the greatest manager since Lasorda. Hopefully, going to lead us finally to another championship that we bought. But
I don't know. You guys have got a lot of homegrown talent on the Dodgers.
That's one thing they're known for. Yeah, that's one thing.
That's not a bought team. That's not like the Florida Marlins from 2000 or 1998 or 96, whenever they bought that championship. You guys have a lot of – you just pay your talent.
That was A-Rod, wasn't it? Wasn't A-Rod on that team?
No, that was Alex Fernandez. There was a lot of talent on that team. I was actually –
Bobby Bonilla.
Right.
Yeah, that I remember.
We had El Duque was on that team.
Yeah. You guys loaded on that team, and then you won the World Series and then sold it all.
Because that's how we do it in Miami. I actually sat 10 rows behind the catchers that 7th game of the World Series. It was the greatest day of my life.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Against the Indians. And I actually, true story, it'll be unconfirmed, but I was working at a nightclub at the time, and I got to talk to Derek Jeter, who a lot of them came to visit. And we had a lot of the Indian players on visiting at the club that night. So I made sure that the cocktail waitress kept just sending them free drinks. I just wanted them to get loaded.
So you're taking a little credit for the victory?
You know what? You would think I'd get a ring. I'd get a thank you note for helping.
At least a spot in the parade, right?
Huh?
At least a spot in the parade.
Something. But no, here I am talking to you guys with a bunch of action figures behind you.
Well, I mean, people tune into a fantasy football DraftKings podcast to hear about baseball.
Right. And hey, come on now. This is Dodgers.
About the 97 Marlins.
Hey, Eddie, you know those action figures lose their value once you take them out of the box, right?
Yeah, but you can't play with them in the box.
Oh, that's true.
That's
Well, you can
true.
get the box,
That's
just kind of like they just won't move.
I have one that's worth I have one I keep in the box.
What's in the box?
This one.
Oh,
Boba Fett.
I never understood the fascination with Boba Fett.
He gets punked pretty easily in Star Wars. But this one is where I got this. This is a Comic-Con exclusive, 2019, and that's worth worth $300 right now.
Oh,
Wow.
Is this worth anything? Speaking of which.
Ooh, look at you, Ken and Barbie Star Trek.
No. Here, I'll tell you what's worth something right here.
Oh,
Jim Harbaugh.
wow!
Chicago Bears.
Oh, wow.
Star
In the
Flyers.
box.
That's pretty cool.
I think this thing's only worth $15 or something.
I know mine we bought at a thrift store for $7, I think. Oh, it's got a sticker on here for $74.99.
All right, nerds, I didn't want to have to do this.
Oh, here we go.
Let's gamble it up.
We can't see it, Alex.
Oh,
I
can you
see
see?
it.
Hold on.
All I see is Tua. I only see Tua.
Damn right. Hold on.
Are you happy about the decision?
Oh, we'll get in. Give me a second. We're gonna get into that. Hold on. God, where's? Damn it! Oh no. There you go, buddy. This is a McFarlane.
Oh yeah, nice.
Dan Marino in the box.
I like it.
MIB.
I love it.
Mint in box.
And
But
signed.
Oh,
and signed. Oh, because Alex, I was gonna say whether it's in the box or out of the box, it's not gonna be worth it.
This is a McFarlane.
Ooh.
So hold on. Going back to Tua.
Wait. Does that figure have the Super Bowl ring up? Oh wait, they didn't win a Super Bowl. Never mind.
Does he have isotoner gloves?
Dan
He does.
Dan Marino, the Phillip Rivers of the Dolphins, right?
Hey,
Don't ever compare Dan Marino to Phillip Rivers. Oh,
Ooh.
that's blasphemy, man.
Phillip Rivers is an arguable Hall of Fame quarterback.
Dude, and he's gonna have. You know what what Phillip Rivers needs to do? He's got to kiss a lot of rings to
He'll
get that
get in.
nomination.
He'll get in. He'll
He'll
get in.
get in.
He'll get in easily, I think, based on
He's
his
got better numbers than Eli. Eli just has rings. If
Yeah.
Eli didn't have the rings, he wouldn't get in.
Well, I mean, plus the other thing with Eli though too is he's a Manning, so.
Yeah. But if you just went off his numbers, no.
Right, I agree with you on that. You're right, exactly.
so for quarterbacks, how does everyone feel about Tua starting?
I think it's so weird.
I don't mind that he's starting, but I also look at it as it's the wrong time because Fitzpatrick's on fire.
Dolphins are a game out, and you're going to start a rookie quarterback going against Aaron Donald week 1, his first week starting. That's a little crazy.
I did think I'm like Aaron Donald. You're gonna put up.
I would have waited to have found a softer spot to start him.
100% yes. 100% yes. But he has got to be doing something amazing in practice for them to start him this week.
Yeah, they always said Fitzpatrick didn't lose the job. It's they were going to start Tua whenever they felt he was ready, and I guess they feel he's ready. So he's been doing. It's not it doesn't matter what Fitzpatrick was doing on the field. It's what I guess he was doing in practice.
What did you see the 2 passes he threw in the last game? They were
great
perfect.
perfect passes. But I just to start a rookie quarterback who's broke his hip a
Dolphins.
year ago against Aaron Donald is crazy.
He leads the Dolphin in pass completions. He is 100% for his career with the Miami Dolphins.
100% pass. I'm gonna take this
He's
shit
never
off.
dropped a pass. Or he's never.
That's how I feel about it. I'm taking my mask off.
I hope it works out. I mean, I like to see I think that'd be fun to see the Dolphins win the AFC East.
Not only that, real quick, Alex, I'm sorry, but I want him to dominate. I want him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a soft spot for the Rams living in LA and all that, even though I'm a Niners fan. But I want to see him come out and dominate. I want it to be like, yes, this was the correct decision to do. Throw like 4 or 5 touchdowns or run for however many. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just looked weird seeing somebody throw left-handed. That was the only problem I had. It was like,
and they handled it kind of wrong too. They didn't tell Fitzpatrick beforehand.
yeah, I find that kind of odd. I thought
it would have been handled way better.
I would think that, especially towards the beginning of the season, like, hey, we're gonna get him ready, and then probably around the break we're gonna insert him.
Yeah, it seems Fitzpatrick found out when the team found out, which is kind of lame.
Also, how much do you think that Burrow and Justin's success, Herbert's success, has had with the decision to put in Tua? Because those 2 guys have started, and they're doing pretty well.
I think they would have started Tua at the beginning of the season if they thought he was completely healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they were just cautious to that hip injury. They wanted to give it a year.
Yeah, that much I agree with.
All right.
Well, no, but it's that old tale of you don't draft someone in like the first round to play them at some point. I mean, like that almost never happens where someone gets drafted and they don't play.
Right.
Because if they don't, then it's just kind of like, why'd you
draft him in the first place?
Like other than Mahomes, who was like number 10, I think, drafted number 10, right?
But you also had Alex Smith sitting there, and they were already kind of a playoff. They were already a playoff team. If you already have an established playoff team like the Packers, you're not going to see Love on the field unless Rodgers gets hurt.
I mean, I was just going to bring that point up. Why the hell did they draft Love in the first place? I mean, that's been hashed out by the,
because the receivers. I think they wanted who were the 2 receivers that were taken? It was CeeDee Lamb and
Judy.
I think the Packers want to get one of those guys, and when they were gone, they're like, well, the best guy on the board right now that's not a receiver is this quarterback. And you can't – I mean, you don't want to pass.
Well, they did the same thing to Aaron Rodgers when they drafted him. He sat on the bench for a couple of years before.
But Brett Favre kept teasing every year.
Rodgers sat on the – yeah.
Are we frozen?
What happened?
No,
we're good. Anyway, I'm excited to see what Tua does. I think they did Fitzy dirty, but I think also I've been hearing that he knows in every situation that he's been in the last, 4 years, he's been the backup who just comes in. He's not like the guaranteed starter.
No.
I mean, his last starting job was the
Tampa Bay.
Oh no! But I mean, like where he stayed, like he was. I want to say it was
Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Buffalo. Gave
Other than that, he's been a journeyman.
Yeah, Buffalo gave him a big money contract, and I think he went to the Jets, and then he went. Then he went to the Buccaneers. I think after that, maybe. But yeah, he's always that guy that you put him in, like, oh my God, he threw 4 touchdowns, and then next week he throws 5 interceptions.
Hey, maybe
that's a perfect fit for the Dolphins.
But again, you guys are in position to win the freaking AFC East, like.
Well, and Fitzpatrick is a huge part of that. Like, he led those teams to big wins. I mean, maybe he could pull a Ryan Tannehill and go to another team and make it to the playoffs. I don't know.
I think there's no way Dolphins are going to trade him this year at all.
No, because it's like, they say Tua get hurt, or they're going to need like right away. No, 100%. And somebody like that knows the morale of the team and people look up to and everything.
Yeah.
Or Tua throwing too many interceptions his rookie year.
I don't think you can start Tua and then bench him. You got to ride with him now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you just got to just say this, and that's what they did with Lamar. Is that once that
And you saw like Flacco like start kind of throwing some reps on the thing or whatever, but Harbaugh never once was like, okay, let's throw Flacco back in there. He was just kind of like, dude, if we're gonna lose this game, we're gonna lose it big. I'm keeping Lamar in because it would look really bad to throw Flacco in there, even though I think everybody was like, dude, just throw Flacco back.
Cool. Well, let's move on. We're gonna Eddie. Eddie, is this your first time playing with us?
Yeah,
Do you know how this works?
I don't. I'll just pick it up on the fly.
Okay, so we're gonna use a daily betting site. Let's call it Graft Rings.
Graft rings. Okay.
Let's call it Graft Rings.
Graft rings.
So we're gonna pick. You're gonna pick your own team for this Sunday's game, and only this Sunday. Mondays and Thursdays aren't included. You're gonna pick a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and your defense. And it all has to fit within the confines of a $50,000 salary cap.
Okay.
And you at home can play along with us. You can take our advice, or you could just sit here and listen, click share, and all that other cool internet stuff. So let's getting started this week. Let's start off. Who wants to start off this week with our quarterback?
Well, I made 3 lineups so far. I'll start off. And I'm trying to condense my player pool this week because you can't play everybody. So right now I have 3 lineups, 2 with Russell Wilson at my quarterback, and then 1 with Deshaun Watson. I think there's news coming out by the minute, it seems like these days, especially with COVID, injuries, blah blah blah.
The Raiders losing their whole offensive line.
Right, exactly. That's a really good point, Rick. We're gonna have to talk about that because you brought that up to me the other day. But we just got word that Joe Mixon is out, so that's gonna free up a lot of salary. In addition to Aaron Jones is game time decision, so he's questionable. So there's tons of different ways you can go. And you can pay up for these quarterbacks if you want to pay down in other areas. So for my quarterback, getting back to that, I'm going with Watson. Watson is at home against Green Bay. I think that is going to be a shootout game. Green Bay's coming off a really, really tough, almost embarrassing loss. And Houston has been rallying these days. So I'm gonna go with Watson this week.
Mr. Hung, who do you have?
Anybody that plays against Seattle.
So that works too. So we're talking about Kyler Murray.
That's my QB.
Yeah, I like it.
Eddie?
I'm going to go Russell Wilson.
Yep. On the other side of that game, can't go wrong. Arizona's defense has been It's Arizona.
So we have 2 Russell Wilsons, and we have 2 Kyler Murrays, because I'm going with Kyler Murray too.
There's a theme here in these games, seems like. Themes here. And those are 2 very high total games. So I dig it. I don't have the totals up in front of me, and I don't know why. But, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So should we move on to running back now that we have uneventfully talked about our quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's correct. Well, we spent so much time on Tua that I think we got all.
You didn't want to start. You didn't want to start Tua, Alex. You didn't want to do that.
Ooh, I may do that. Oh no,
he may shock the world.
They're not on this slate.
They don't play this week. They're on a bye.
Yeah.
Oh, you should still start him if you're a fan.
I mean, that's the thing. Could they come right out and say, "Well, we're on a bye and we've changed our mind. We're going back to Fitzy"?
No.
No, I think they've already. I mean, it's
Yeah, no, because it's a development thing. It's just kind of, you've got to take your hits, you've got to take your losses, and like they already weren't in like, we're in win mode now.
Yeah.
They already know, like, by drafting Tua, that like we're rebuilding. So that's one of the reasons I think that's why they sat Fitzpatrick. Is just kind of like, there's no real expectation other than people want to see Tua, and we need to start getting this guy the experience, whether it's win or lose, so that to better fix him.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, as I was going to say, also, I have for right now on a Friday afternoon when we're recording this, I have Russell Wilson's projected ownership at 9% in these big contests that we have. And then I have Kyler Murray's at 12.2% and Deshaun Watson's at 10.1%. So we're kind of right in the chalky range of quarterbacks that people I think are going to be on. Alex, are we going to move on to running back here? You got somebody you want to talk about?
No. Let's. I mean, running back. Let's move on to running back.
Let's move on to running back. I'll start. I got my two. I kind of already briefly mentioned it. And this is going to change, and these are just value picks. Joe Mixon's out. They've got a battle of the Ohio game this week, Cleveland at Cincinnati. I'm going to take Giovanni Bernard, who I think is going to be the bell cow running back in that matchup. Cleveland's defense hasn't been all that great. Gio has always been a solid backup in Mixon's absence. He hasn't been too great this year, so if your game log watching, his points haven't been great, but that's with Mixon in. Last week kind of was his best game of the season with 11.8 fantasy points. But he's coming in at 4,500. So for that value play, I love it. And then this would also be barring Aaron Jones being out in that Green Bay Houston game, which is, I think, like the second highest total of the week as far as points are concerned. And that's Jamal Williams. Houston's defense has not been great. J.J. Watt isn't watting as much this year.
He's not 1.21 gigawatt.
Gigawatt. He's not 1.21 gigawatts. And so I'm going to go with two value running backs here, Gio Bernard and Jamal Williams, and see what happens.
It's funny. It's like in my fantasy matchup, I just looked in recent activity, and the guy that I'm playing picked up both Jamal Williams and Giovanni Bernard.
They're great plays this week. I mean, but who knows? I mean, Aaron Jones, like I said, he's a game time decision. So I have him right now projected at 20.8 fantasy points and 13.6 ownership. But again, this is all going to change.
Yep.
Because Jamal Williams, I have him at 9.76. That's still a pretty reasonable projection. With a projected ownership of 3%, but come Sunday morning, I'm interested to see where these projections go up to. I have his ceiling projected fantasy points at like almost 18, so that could be huge if he gets there. So that's where I'm going for this lineup. I have another lineup where I love Kamara. Michael Thomas has already been ruled out. Let's go Michael Thomas to the Niners. Let's make that happen. What the heck is going on in New Orleans with that? And that's just wishful thinking, but I love Kamara this week at all. He's going to be the guy. And Manny Sanders also been ruled out too. So you're going to have all over the place, whether it's going to be Traquan Smith or one of the tight ends. One of the Hill brothers, and that's at Carolina, or that's in New Orleans versus Carolina against the suspect D. So that's who I'm looking at so far at running back. I got another one, but I'll save it for flex.
Nice. Rick, who do you have?
I'm picking Alvin Kamara to run all day long, and then Antonio Gibson against Dallas.
Nice.
Eddie?
I'm going to take Edwards-Helaire from Kansas City against Denver's defense.
Ooh.
That's another good one too. Are they playing in? I haven't seen that. Are they playing in Kansas City or Denver?
They're playing in Denver.
They're in Denver. And I don't know if I know Le'Veon Bell's going to start getting some carries soon, but Hilaire had such a great game against Buffalo. I think he's kind of earned some carries.
He's motivated now, man. I mean, you draft him in the first round, and then bring in, or whenever they drafted him, and then bring in Le'Veon. Like I saw a man with a mission last week.
Oh boy! All right, you guys are gonna hate my picks.
No, we're not.
I know he's been disappointing this whole year, but damn it, he's playing the Jets. I'm gonna go with Devin Singletary.
Not a bad pick at all. I'm making a play to trade for him in one of my season-long leagues.
He's $5,800. He's playing against the Jets, and he's yet to have that big breakout game, and I think he might have it this week. My other pick is another one. He's averaging 8.5 points a game, 18.5 points a game. Sorry, Josh Jacobs.
We're going to receiver now.
Right receivers.
Real quick, I wanted to bring up something on weather, and we'll jump to receiver. It is going to be freezing in Denver on Sunday. Temps around 20 degrees. We also have a good chance of seeing snow, though the actual amount of snow is a bit of a question mark. So for what it's worth, it's going to be freezing freaking cold and snow. So there you go. That's just for what it's worth again. It's not impossible to move the ball in these conditions, but it's not necessarily ideal. So just saying, because I love CEH also, and Kansas City, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you should always play Mahomes no matter what, and any part of that offense. But this is just something to think about, take into consideration. That's it. That's all. Having said that, on to receiver. What do you got, Eddie? Who are you talking about?
I'm going to go Cole Beasley, Buffalo against the Jets.
Yep, he was the last piece in one of my lineups earlier as well.
I think Josh Allen's got something to prove, and then the Jets are a JV team at best. And I just think Cole Beasley in the slot. I think he can get a lot of looks.
Josh Allen, something to prove right there. As another quarterback you can.
Well, Beasley has gotten at least a solid 11 points ish.
Yeah.
Like he has a set average that he gets every single game, so that's not a bad pick.
And he was targeted a lot last week too.
And I think he's going to be targeted a ton against the Jets.
Yep, agreed. They're going to double Diggs every chance they get.
Yeah.
And he had 7 targets last week, 6 the week before that, 4, 7, 6, 7. He's averaging about 6 targets a game.
Yeah, some number ones don't get that many targets a game.
Right, exactly. I love that. Ooh. Making me think. Who else you got, Eddie?
Receiver-wise, because I'm blowing my wad kind of earlier. I might take Michael Gallup against my Washington football team. I don't know. Is it Michael Gallup? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's
Gallup.
right.
Michael Gallup. Because Washington's secondary is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, absolute garbage.
They are.
And it's hard for me to say that, but they're absolute garbage.
However, we are talking about they had
Andy
a good
Dalton
game
throwing the
week
ball.
one.
Andy Dalton throwing the ball.
We're talking about Dalton. Dalton trying to get it out. Hey, man, he was a starting quarterback.
Dalton's not a bad quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not.
So I don't know. I think he can get well against my poor Washington team.
It's a very, very possible get-right spot for sure. And then you got one more.
Yeah, one more receiver. I'm gonna go. I think. Let me see. I'm also going to go on the flip side of that. I think I might go Terry McLaurin of Washington against Dallas.
Bring it back. Dallas sucks. I love that.
Because both those secondaries are garbage.
Yep. Awesome. Right on. Well, I'll tell you who I'm looking at. I got Watson as my quarterback in this lineup. I'm going to go with Fuller for that combination over there just to start off. And then I'm going to run it back on the other side with Devontae Adams. And these are all expensive picks. And since I'm going value at running back, I'm going to go big or go home with DeAndre Hopkins against Seattle in that game. So my 3 wide receivers, I'm going to have Hopkins, Adams, Fuller.
Nice.
Since, again, I'm going value at running back. And even if Aaron Jones plays, I think Jamal Williams still could be a good value pick. Because we've seen what he does when Aaron Jones is out. And if he's not 100%, they might just, abuse the fuck out of him. So that's where I'm at, wide receiver wise. Rick, Alex?
Oh boy, Rick, go ahead.
See, we're talking wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, since it's been passed around, and he's coming back this weekend, I think I'm gonna do some Deontay Johnson.
Really though?
I mean, like last week it was, 2 weeks ago it was Chase Claypool, then it's James Washington. I'm like, hey, you know what? Ben might just sit there and be like, hey, you're lonely. So it's like, I'll throw you some balls. So, and Deontay Johnson might be like, Ben, I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
So,
you know what? He had one good week against Denver. This is Tennessee. That's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, a good matchup anyway. I just, okay. I dig it. I hung it. In hung we trust. I'm going to write this shit down. What else you got? You got 2 more.
I'm trying to decide right now, but I'm thinking, you know what? And like, it's against Seattle. So like, I want to say Andy Isabella's got a shot at getting a big throw. Like at least Murray likes to at least throw like one big shot to him, if not 2. And like, it's against Seattle. So I don't know why he wouldn't.
Worst secondary in the league. Yeah, I mean, I love these Hong-trarian picks. And I think, if they go off, you're having a good shot at winning this thing. Mine are, for the most part, chalky. I should be looking at that. I like that assessment. Last one. Right?
And then I try to go for some of the dark horses just to say, hey, you know what? And then, you know what? And like, I might as well pick it because this might be one of his last weeks to have a good game before Antonio Brown comes back. So I gotta say Tyler Lockett.
Well, Lockett or Metcalf?
Well, for value, what I have right now.
No, I like that pick too. Lockett. My Russell Wilson lineup, I have both Wilson or all 3 Wilson, Lockett, and Metcalf in it.
So. Because he didn't do much last week, and it's just Danger Russ is probably, like I said, same thing with like Big Ben and Deontay Johnson. He's like, hey Tyler, he's like, don't worry, man, I got you. You always have like one down game, I'll give you an up game. Antonio Brown gets here, that's going to be his game. DK Metcalf's always going to get his targets because he's the future besides Russ. And then next year they'll decide whether they want to like extend Antonio Brown or they'll banish Tyler Lockett away.
I could see it like on the first play of the game, sort of a thing. First series for Seattle, just Russ going over the top, Lockett burning whoever's covering him, and for a touchdown. I could see that easily happening.
Russ is gonna be cooking, man. He's gonna be cooking on Sunday. He's gonna be cooking that Sunday.
Let Russ
Sunday meal.
Alex, are you letting Russ cook too? What you got?
All right, I got Tyler Lockett.
Okay, we're letting Russ cook.
Yeah, like Amari Cooper against – I'm sorry, Eddie. I know Washington's your team.
They're awful.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's like I like Amari Cooper, but I'll tell you who's worse than Washington? Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton looks like his arm came from A Christmas Story. The Red Ryder BB gun, it looks like it's what he's firing with.
As a Washington fan, I'm excited about that because I do want them to win, but I don't trust Washington secondary enough to have full faith.
I trust Riverboat Ron enough versus Andy Dalton, and especially Mike McCarthy. And like, I mean, dude, he might be like he might be Chip Kelly.
Oh.
He might be Chip Kelly. It's like, you're a one and done dude. It's like, we brought you back and we're going to banish you back to like whatever and get a whole new, let's go college and get a whole new like college coach.
It's not necessarily his fault though. Dak broke his freaking ankle, man.
Yeah, but they were bad before he went down. Dak was keeping them in games.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They need to fire Mike Nolan.
That I would agree with. That I would definitely agree with.
But that's the problem though. That's a McCarthy hire, and McCarthy went old school. And they were saying that the reason he got canned from the Packers is because he didn't have vision. And then you go back and hire a defensive coordinator from like your old, which familiarity is important. But the whole idea is that, dude, you need to get like a fresh, creative young mind to come in there and do something. So,
but I could see Jerry Jones dumping McCarthy for like an Eric Bieniemy in the offseason.
Hell yeah.
You know? Like try to get like he might want to be like that guy to be the Eric Bieniemy guy.
Because you know what? Because right now, dude, Black Lives Matter. It's the movement, and Jerry Jones is Mr. White Man. So like for him to hire
What a better way to show wokeness.
Yeah,
exactly right. Because let's be honest. If this happened, which would be a great choice to get Eric Bieniemy for the Cowboys, which would be an awesome choice. Wouldn't he also maybe be, if I know my history correct, and I don't, the first black head coach for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back if there's any interim coaches, but I don't think
Googling.
so.
I mean, there's Jimmy Johnson, there's Parcells, there's so many guys, but they're all white. So I'm saying like that would be huge for Jerry Jones to say, you know what, Mike McCarthy, we're crap or whatever. We've got a future guy with his, like, we need to figure out his our quarterbacks, like we got to figure out his contract. Yeah. But to bring a guy like Eric Bieniemy in there, you understand how much Jerry Jones he's like Stephen A. Smith would sit there and like French kiss Jerry Jones because he hates the Cowboys. But if he hired Eric Bieniemy, Stephen A. Smith would be like, dude, the Dallas Cowboys are my favorite team. He would go so bandwagon, I think.
Nice. Well, moving on, my last receiver is going to be what we got? Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I like it.
Against the Jacksonville's.
Herbert.
We got to move on. We're quickly running out of time. Let's move on to tight end. With Keenan Allen, I'm going to go ahead and also pick Hunter Henry.
That's a really solid pick this week.
I'm running out of money this week.
Yeah, he's 4,500 isn't too bad.
I'm going back to Washington again. I'm going Logan Thomas because he's building up a pretty good rapport with Kyle Allen, and he's been active in the red zone. I think he's caught 3 touchdowns this year.
He has caught 2.
A 2?
He's caught 2. But his targets are pretty much the same. I mean, they've gone down since the first 3 weeks. 4 targets each the last
Haskins was looking for him more, but I think Kyle Allen's coming back around to him. And plus, I'm also running out of money, and I need to go for a lower pick.
Solid. Same for me here. My value pick is going to be David Fells, who came on strong the last 2 weeks in Houston. Again, pairing him with Watson. I think that even if Akins comes back, I think that he's going to be looking for Fells regardless.
You mean Darren Fells, right?
Is that what I said? What did I say?
You said David Fells.
I said David Fells? I might have just...
Dude, David Fells is good. David Fells has got to be great value. Because I don't.
David Fells is 1,000.
He's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great value, man. I mean, like
Darren Fells. Okay. 4,100. I love it.
Well, since I'm only going to back up my statement from before. Since I don't trust CEH to ever get into the goal line, and there's only one goal line tight end, it's Travis Kelce, and especially if you said it's cold in Denver, Steve, that's where Patrick Mahomes is going to throw. He's not going to throw deep. They're not going to trust like these runners because Le'Veon's still trying to get it. CEH can't get it in there. So Kelce.
Short passes over the middle. Yeah, Kelce. I mean, do you have the money for Kelce? You might, I guess.
I do.
Yeah, with your value wide receiver picks. I want to fit Kelce in so bad. Ugh. That's it. That was our main man, Rick Hong's best advice for me for season long this year. No matter what, you get yourself some Kelce. You get yourself.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got myself some Ertz, and that did not. And like that, that's not what I wanted or planned, and
no, it hurt.
That's definitely not what has been good for me.
Alex, where are you at?
On tight end?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I said it. I said Hunter Henry.
Oh, you went first. My bad. Oh, we did tight end.
Henry
So-
Helmsley, Triple H.
Hunter
So now we're going flex, right?
He's the game.
No, it's yeah. Game blouses. So where we at a flex? Where we at with flex?
All right, we're gonna call this the lightning round. We're gonna go Steve, Eddie, Rick, and then myself. Steve, go.
You want to do defense and flex? Because I'll just say it right now.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, do it.
Flex. I'm going back to a popular pick from running backs, and that's Gibson that we have. And I am pairing him with Washington's D.
Oh, really?
Very cheap against the backup Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. I could see at least a couple picks or sacks or something there. You know, there we go, Eddie. I'm like,
I hope so.
Yeah, man. But you have that correlation too, because if Washington gets out to a big lead, that means their defense is playing well, and they're going to run the ball down Dallas's throat with Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson gets he's getting a lot more touches. His touches are increasing as the season's going on.
There you go. I like it. That's where I'm at.
Eddie.
I'm going flex. I'm going Alvin Kamara.
Ooh.
Because I went so cheap on Logan Thomas at tight end, I went Kamara for flex, and then
I'm just glad I'm not playing against Kamara this weekend.
And then I'm going defense. Since the Las Vegas Raiders have no offensive line, I'm taking the Buccaneers defense.
That's solid too. See, we got to remember these picks, Alex. It's like I'm writing them down. Oh, that's good. Bucks D.
I'm pigging back off of that Bucks D because the Raiders have no offensive line, so something bad is gonna happen to, in that game. That's why I don't like Josh Jacobs, but I might have to play him because I also have Aaron Jones. If he's questionable, then I've got no choice but to throw Josh Jacobs in there. And then flex, I think the gold mine that I found off the waiver, T. Higgins.
Oh,
Okay.
In Cincinnati.
They keep calling Tyler Boyd the number one, but I'm like, dude, T. Higgins is like the guy that's getting the major targets.
yeah.
This shiny new toy, you know?
Well, and plus it's like, hey, freshman. It's like Burrow's
Yeah.
new, Higgins is new. So it's like, dude, let's rise up together just like Cup and Jared Goff were.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, my flex is I'm going to go with Corey Davis. He's averaging almost 15 points a game. Why not? Last week he had 5 catches for 69 yards.
Last week he was not playing.
Wait, was it last week or his last game?
Yeah, oh no, wait. I don't know when he's still questionable. He's still out, Alex. He might not be in this week.
Wait, mine says quit my grand to acknowledge Sunday that likely won't be. Oh, fuck. Okay.
We don't know yet though.
We're gonna go ahead and shit. Now I got
Help guide you through that area though.
Let me see. I have $4,900. Who can I get as my flex for 49 or less?
Why is hold on. What the heck is going on with my
Beasley, man. You already picked Beasley, didn't you?
I did not.
Dude, get Beasley, man. Beasley's consistent.
And he's doing about 13 points a game. I feel like Jonah Hill in Moneyball. Beasley. I'm gonna get Beasley. And then for my
Right in that price range, that's good.
And so I'm gonna go with Beasley, and then for my defense, I'm gonna go Redskins. I mean, sorry, they're not the Redskins anymore. Washington team.
The football team.
The Red Tails or the
I hope they keep football team.
Go football
Really?
team.
I love football team.
The football team.
Oh, it's the best. Have you seen that NFC East T-shirt where it says Giants, Cowboys, football team, Eagles? It's awesome.
Insert generic name here.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, guys, let's do a quick recap. We're running out of time quickly, so why don't we just move through this and go with your quick recap. Eddie, you're our guest, first timer. Why don't you start us off?
I got my quarterbacks, Russell Wilson. My running backs are Antonio Gibson and Edwards Hilaire from Kansas City. My receivers, Beasley, Gallup, and McLaurin. Tight end, Logan Thomas. Flex, Alvin Kamara, and the Buccaneers defense.
Nice. Rick?
Kyler Murray, because that's what you got to do against Seattle. Alvin Kamara, because that's what you got. You just got to run the ball against Carolina. And then Antonio Gibson going against Dallas. Tyler Lockett, Andy Isabella, Deontay Johnson. Those are my values. Travis Kelce, because it's going to be cold in Denver. T. Higgins, because he's the man. And the Buccaneers D, because the Raiders have no offensive line.
All right. And how's it going there, Steve? How about you, buddy?
This Kamara talk, man, I'm going to have to rework this.
I know. I feel the same.
Everybody other than David Montgomery ran solid against Carolina. And it's because he's David Montgomery and because they're the Bears. We know who they were.
We know who they thought they were.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I feel like that stupid start the Jean-Luc Picard and freaking Luke Skywalker commercial. Oh, I am my daddy. Anyway, my lineup. We're gonna do quarterback Watson, running backs Bernard and Williams. I am reworking my lineup as we speak, and I think I'm gonna put T. Higgins there to steal in Hong. I distrust pick.
Dude, it's Hong knows, man. Hong knows.
Hong knows.
Just like the 80s campaign for Bo Jackson. Hong knows.
Fantasy football, we think. So we're going to do T. Higgins. And then I got Devontae Adams, Will Fuller. Fells is my tight end. And I put in Kamara and my flex instead of Gibson. And my defense is the Washington football team.
Nice. All right. I will be working out my I will be reworking my lineup because I gotta get Kamara in there somehow. There's just no way him and Kyler Murray, I think, are the two sure picks this week. But what I have right now, and I will go with this lineup, I'll just make a whole new one. I got Kyler Murray, Devin Singletary, Melvin Gordon. I actually moved. I took out my other running back, Tyler Lockett, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Double H, Hunter Henry, Beasley, and the Washington football team.
Yes.
That is our lineup, folks.
Perfect.
Guys, we have reached the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Eddie, you know what we should start this on the show from now from every week?
What?
Florida Man Fridays. It's not being used.
It's a free agent.
It's a free agent. We could sign it. By the way, you're my ex-co-host. You're looking well.
Oh, thank you. I got lots of toys. I'm happy.
I want to wish you luck. I miss you, buddy. Please come back.
I miss you too. I miss seeing you guys at the Improv and hanging out and doing stuff.
Oh my God.
That was so much fun, man.
Seriously, I don't like my new host. Please come back. Please.
Alex, I heard that.
Buddy, I've always loved it's always been you. You had me at Washington football team.
Thank you. That means a lot.
No, I was on the show too when he was the co-host.
Shut up, new guy.
We recorded the first one in the Improv showroom. I remember.
Yep.
We did. Was it the? Oh yeah.
We had Patrick Keane as a guest.
Oh my God! And then we moved over to that other comedy club. At City Walk.
Oh yeah, that one.
Love it.
Yeah.
I was there for a minute.
I wasn't gonna say a name, but whatever.
Oh,
Now
love
we
it
gotta
or
pay
leave
him.
it.
Now we got to pay him, and I'm gonna take it out of your salary. So,
Sounds good. You don't pay me
All
a
right,
salary
Eddie.
anyway.
Eddie, let us. Do you have anything going on? And we know you're a funny comedian. You just had your new special.
My comedy Unspecial dropped on iTunes and Amazon, all those places you can get transactional videos. So that's out. If anyone wants to check it out and buy it or rent it, I would appreciate it.
I actually got to. I got to watch it. I did watch it. I got it off for $5 off this little guy off the street. He had a.
Oh, nice! It's being pirated. That's great.
I got a pirated version of your set.
Oh, that's good.
Fucking awesome.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that. I'm also on the Ralph Report 5 days a week on Patreon.com, and I do a podcast called The Ramble with Jerry Rocha, who I think you guys have had on here before.
Oh!
We do a podcast together.
Jerry Rocha. We actually have a Jerry Rocha rule on the show, which means you cannot pick all Dallas players.
I figured that's what he would try to do. That seems like his move.
That's what he did.
No, he did. He didn't try. There's no try. Just pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out. Those are the things I'm doing right now. So
Fantastic.
Cool. Rick, what are you up to, buddy?
You guys can always find me at Hollywood First Look Features. I'm always interviewing somebody about a movie, or something controversial. I just talked to Alexandra Pelosi the other day. I talked to Nancy Grace last week, and just reviewed a movie. I just reviewed. I'm reviewing Borat for next week. Already watched it. It was great. Nice.
Very nice.
All right.
You can always just follow me at Rick Hong, RICKHONG on the Instagram.
Got it. All right. And Steve, what do you got, bud?
No.
Nothing. Okay. Moving
No.
on.
go Dodgers.
Mm-mm. I watched Borat last night. Execute.
How's
Very nice.
the Giuliani scene? Is it weird?
No, it's not that bad, but it's
It's not
fun.
that bad.
But it's still good.
It's great, but it's not like a big scandalous
Yeah.
thing. If anything, she did coerce him into it, and it's nothing like unbelievably terrible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right. That means we're at the end of the show. You can catch me on the social medias under Alex D. Mack. I have a new episode of Cooking with a Cuban Under Quarantine coming out this week, where we make Cuban stuff at home. That doesn't matter. Anyway, I want to thank my guests, Rick Hong, Eddie Pence, my co-host, Steve Josephson. Guys, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Go Dodgers.
Go Colts.